Romania have a 17-6 lead at half-time. I'm sure that their coach, though, Serge Lel, the former coach of Toulouse and Brive, will have had something to say at half-time, Jamie, because they got off to a great start. They started punching holes, didn't they, in the Uruguayan defence in the first 10 or 15 minutes. It looked like we could have been looking at a cricket score, but they rather lost their way after that, didn't they?
They certainly did, and they've got to get their composure back and their cohesion back as well, and start playing the game properly like they did in those first 20-30 minutes of the first half. I'm not sure how much Uruguay have got to punish the lax play of Romania, but certainly it won't be for the want of trying, and the will of Uruguay is notable.
You can certainly see the physical advantage that Romania have. They're bigger, stronger. They really were knocking some real holes in the Uruguayan defence, but some of the footballing skills are good from the Uruguayans. Just to bring you up to speed with a couple of results from earlier this evening on the opening day of this IRB Nations Cup. France against Italy A. That was a good matchup of two sides from the Six Nations. Well, France A won it by 31-15. And then Scotland A, led by Chris Cussiter, they beat Russia, the new boys, 49-7. Here, the third game. The next round of matches comes up next week. It's Romania leading Uruguay by 17-6. 2 tries so far from the Romanians. Florin Vlaicu, the fullback, the pick of the players on show tonight. And then Alex Manta, the captain, his long arm reaching out and just reaching the line for Romania's second try. But Uruguay have been getting themselves back into the game.
On the line, Blue. Stay on the line.
You just wonder if Romania can get back to that level of intensity that they showed in the first 20-25 minutes. They just seem to have gone off the boil somewhat. That's better. Quick ball off the top.
Well worked there by the fly-half Dimofta. Some good running lines here from Romania. There it is presented for the scrum half again. Serbu. 10 metres to go. The referee's blown his whistle and it's gone forward off a Romanian hand.
Really good back move from Romania. Really good back move from Romania. Not often you say that about the back play from the Romanians, but that really was exceptional. Is this going to make a difference in the second half? Can Uruguay just get some form of platform up front rather than get bulldozed back? Dimofta down, I think.
What's wrong?
The Romanian fly half.
Yes, down on one knee. They're a well-established half-back partnership, this. Lucien Serbu and Ionut Dimofta, the 9 and 10. They worked as a partnership in the World Cup a couple of years ago in France. Lucien Serbu, the scrum half, who plays his club rugby for Béziers, who had another disappointing season in Pro Dirt. If we think back 20 years or so ago, maybe a bit more than that, the strength of French rugby, it was down in that part of the world, wasn't it? Béziers and Narbonne. Now two sides who are struggling in the bottom half of the second division in French rugby.
And Argentine were very prominent in those days as well. They're no longer in T14.
Yep, ball's out.
Once again, disruption there in the Uruguayan scrum, but at least they've won it this time. That's an awful kick there, and it's picked up by Chuntu, the right wing. Well, there it is, competing for it well as the scrum half, Campomar. He was able to do that. He was on his feet, and he's got it back again. Well, the crowd don't like it on this side, but that was a little lax, I think, from the Romanian defence.
Take it in.
So Etcheverry, the big left boot, an opportunity to counter here for Romania. Chuntu kicks it forward. It's a poor kick.
Hold there, 14. Julio.
But it's just getting a bit niggly too as well. After that previous maul, there was a few lads squaring up with each other. The referee just managed to get in between it all. And Uruguay are beginning to get under the skin a bit of this Romanian side. They're beginning to show a lack of patience and frustration.
Blue number 7.
Blue number 7 called out.
That's Ignacio Barcos. There is a bit of pressure on the Romanian side today because they have struggled. Well, let's listen to this first, shall we?
They were punching.
Well, you said it was getting a bit niggly.
Good on him. I mean, good. The referee's picked out Barcos, and they've gone in and said, no, they're having a go at us too, referee, which is fair enough. Put pressure on the ref to not pick out. Why is it a word with Barcos and not penalised him? What's the point in having a word with Barcos and not penalising? I don't understand that at all. Another shocking kick.
Well, the catch was all right, but the kick was a bit of a shocker. Straight to De Mofta. He pumps it up high. That's one to chase. Hangs in the air for an age, but it was well taken bravely there by Campomar, the scrum half. You can see the yellow jerseys there in numbers. And Alex Manta doing exactly what a back row forward should do. Well supported there by Tonita. Good hands there from Romania. Chuntu, the right wing, stepping inside. Now they want the ball again quickly, do Romania.
Penalty kick to goal. 8. Off your feet.
Well, coming off his feet there, you can hear the referee penalising Ignacio Conti.
Well, first penalty for a while for Romania. I thought Conti was a little bit unlucky actually, but here's where it's getting a bit frisky in the rucks and walls. People climbing in all over the place.
Water off, guys. Water off.
Water off.
We play.
It is a feature, isn't it, the modern game? There's never fewer than about 35 people on the field, are there? It's with water boys and physiotherapists.
As soon as somebody gets an invasion almost, there's half a dozen that come on, because if one side's injured, the other team's team of water suppliers and God knows what, take the opportunity to get on the field as well.
I know it's a pretty warm evening, but there is no doubt it's maybe one of those things which in time the IRB maybe need to address when you watch rugby games these days, and it's often a bit like Tottenham Court Road Tube Station.
Well, in the last 15 minutes with the replacements as well, it's rush hour Tube Station job, isn't it?
That's a short ball taken by Petrice. This is a little bit better from Romania. Now they need to produce it, get themselves organised. The referee's blown his whistle again and penalised. Joining from the wrong side, that was Petrice.
And here we go again, a bit of argy-bargy, a bit of shoving and pushing. Manta's got to get hold of his team, Romanian captain. He's got to get hold of his team and get this sorted.
On the strength of the first 10 minutes, they have such an advantage in that part of the field, but they're not using it at the moment.
They join from the back.
So 17 points to 6. We've got just a little more than half an hour to go. Arboreya goes short. That's a little bit better from the Uruguayans. They do have cause for encouragement though, don't they, Jeremy? Having, I wouldn't say weathered that early storm because they conceded 2 tries, but Romania have lost their shape, gone to sleep a little bit, and they've allowed the South Americans back into it.
Well, Romania haven't scored for a good 20 minutes in any penalty or anything, drop goal or tried nigh on 20 minutes. I would have thought. So that's where Uruguay have been commendable.
Well, they've won themselves a line out here after that little chip forward from Geronimo Etcheverry.
The thing is now, the game is actually being played at Uruguay's pace rather than Romania's pace. There's no intensity and real pace to the game that Romania should want, because they should be the fitter and stronger side. But Uruguay, they're not dictating terms so much, but they're certainly more comfortable in the manner in which the game's being played at the moment.
There's been a bit of a shake-up in the administration of Romanian rugby. They've struggled to get their strongest 22 together at all, really, since the last World Cup. They've got a new president, a fellow called Alin Petraca, who captained Romania 15 times in an international career which stretched to 53 games. And he said, right, at the end of this season, when we have this Nations Cup, I want to see you all back. So, largely from France, a mixture of players from the top 14 and Pro 2, the top two divisions. They do pretty well, really, do Romanians. They, there's no doubt the way power is shifting in European rugby at the moment. Let's just listen here.
Okay. Yeah, I know he went for it. Make sure that he has the ball.
Well, Petrice being taken to one side for that thumping challenge on Etcheverry.
Romania can't get in the game, can they? They can't get any pattern to it. They can't get any cohesiveness between backs and forwards. The back row look dispirited. They look disjointed. And Romania, they haven't got to be careful so much. They've still got a 11-point lead for a comfortable one, but it's you know, more than a score, put it that way. But they're allowing Uruguay to get back in this game.
And that line-out's working as well now for Uruguay. They were struggling in all departments early on, but that's well competed for by Tonita and the Perpignan flank forward. Good offload. This is a bit better from the Romanians. But a foot in touch over on the far side there for Cătălin Fercu.
Well, the best change the Uruguayan coach has made at half-time is to say, let's just get the ball to the front of the line-out, lads. Let's not just go to the back. At least we can get the ball and win it, rather than just give it up and cough it up so easily to the opposition. Romania finally putting a backline move together of sorts.
And you can see the Romanians have introduced Iulian Dumitru, former PAL centre, wearing 21 on his back.
No hands, yellow!
But Uruguay have the ball again.
He's on.
Onto the left boot there of Etcheverry. Good catch there from Fercu, the left wing. But it's won rather too easily, wasn't it?
Oh, terrible ball presentation. He'd done the hard work. The ball was presented so badly, hence the turnover to Uruguay.
Leivas stepping inside. That's the halfway line for Uruguay. Leivas makes a couple of extra metres. Campomar to his fly-off Etcheverry. They're looking rather more confident now, aren't they? Quick ball.
Well, it's going through 4 or 5 phases where they're keeping the ball alive. They're going to contact areas. Here comes the ball out again. That's at least 5.
And that's copybook stuff. Just a hint there of a forward pass. Good offload. There are plenty of yellow jerseys there, but Uruguay, this is impressive stuff.
Tackled, release it.
There they are again. That's Etcheverry. He's got support outside. Good hands, but the ball runs into touch, or rather the foot there of Nicolas Morages.
Scrum to gold.
But 7 or 8 phases. You wouldn't have thought in the first half that Uruguay could put 7 or 8 phases together without knocking it on, or a forward pass, or obstruction, man in front, that sort of thing. And it was just a pity that the final pass there, I think it was Capo, the prop, the loose head prop, that gave that final pass, or tried to give that final pass. And Uruguay showing some promise.
Policha Ion. There's another replacement coming on. That's Catalan Nicolai, moving into the 3-quarter division. And certainly the fans whose hopes would have been raised and their expectations increased on the strength of what they saw in the first 10 minutes, I would have thought, would be very disappointed now.
We're good to play?
Because the best side on the field at the moment, you have to say, are Uruguay.
Well, the home team are very flat, aren't they? And the home crowd's gone flat with them, unfortunately.
Keep him going in straight. Coach! When you're ready, coach. Touch! Pause, engage!
So Romania with the put-in.
No blocking, no
and even
blocking.
Uruguay beginning to compete there at the scrummage after the first 2, which were a real shambles for the visitors. Morages pumps it up high. Hasn't really got enough depth on that. Well taken by Serbu, the scrum half. Taken on by Popescu, the replacement hooker for Romania. Change of direction. Plenty of space over there, but that's got too much weight on it. That'll be comfortable for the fly half. Geronimo Etcheverry.
Behind. Yes. Oh,
Well,
sorry.
was there anything wrong with that?
No.
The apology from the referee suggests there wasn't.
Fine. It was fine. I shouldn't have.
He accidentally blew his whistle.
Sure ball. I shouldn't have blown the whistle. Sure ball.
I think you probably heard that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have blown the whistle. Yeah. My mistake.
Fair enough. That's, referees make mistakes, and he's been honest enough to admit it.
It's no infraction.
What he should do is do the 22 again.
Allow them to
Not have a
retake
scrum.
it.
Not
Yeah.
have the scrum. It's not in Uruguay's favour to have the scrum, judging by what's gone on. The kick should just be retaken, I would suggest. I don't see why it should be a scrum. There wasn't a knock on, there wasn't a forward pass.
You are effectively penalising
Uruguay
Uruguay.
for the referee's mistake, which he's admitted to. It should be a 22 restart.
So down there is Ignacio Barcos, the open side flanker for Uruguay, but he's up and running again. And at one point it looked like being a long and torrid evening for Uruguay, but now with each passing minute it's still quite an advantage that Romania have, but there's plenty of cause for encouragement.
Well, it'd be quite interesting. Converted try to Uruguay now would be quite lively, wouldn't it? It would make things quite interesting. 17-13. They haven't shown much likelihood of that happening. They haven't been anywhere near scoring on the Romanian line and haven't been in their 22 for any period, but it would liven up proceedings quite a lot amongst the faithful in the crowd, not to mention the 15 Romanians on the field who have not totally gone to sleep but haven't shown the necessary intensity to control this game, pushing before the scrum.
Well, we're almost inside of the final quarter. 11 points the gap, so really they do need to try to take themselves within sight. A quick throw in from Ferku. Just finds the Uruguayan fly half, Etcheverry. Well, all the creativity at the moment coming from the Uruguayans. They've had a fair amount of continuity. They've been through a fair few phases, but you'd have to say it's largely been in the middle third of the field. They do need now, I think, to start penetrating the Romanian defence, which hasn't been properly tested so far tonight.
Well, funnily enough, possession in the second half isn't the problem for Uruguay. They probably had more ball than the Romanians.
They've had it for long periods. The next question is, can they do something with it? Certainly in the bottom third of the field, but it's been turned over well here by Romania. That was for Serbu. The referee's blown his whistle. And the ball being held there on the ground by one of the Uruguayan players.
First half, Serbu would have tapped and gone, wouldn't he? Would have gone and been positive and aggressive with it. But now, they're going to play the touchline game.
So Dumitras takes play to within a metre or so of the 22. We're moving inside to the final quarter. Romania lead by 17 points to 6. Well, the Romanian coach Serge Leal has made all 7 possible replacements among the men to go off. Policha Ion, the tight head prop, also gone off the captain, Alex Manta. He left the field just a couple of moments ago. So all the reinforcements on for Romania. Inside here, they're within the 22.
Same ball. Keep it up.
It does often create problems of its own, though, doesn't it? When you do ring so many changes, because you would have thought you're starting to create some sort of pattern, but when you change effectively half the team. But driving on there is Dumitras, big man. Within 10 metres or so. There it is for Serbu. Can they break their way through the Uruguayan defence? They're having no problems in the first 10 minutes of the first half. Proving rather more problematic here. The referee playing advantage to Romania. Conti has come offside. There it is, but the urgency's gone out of it for Romania at the moment. Well, the referee's blown his whistle now. That advantage hasn't come.
You gotta get back another step. Offside. Goal line, guys.
Well, What will they do? Will they go for the corner? Will they go for goal?
Out of the way. Scrum.
They're going to go for the scrum. It's an area that they've had considerable advantage in, and if they go for the scrum, they'll probably go for the pushover scrum. Is what they'll do.
I do beg your pardon. I said a couple of moments ago that the captain of the Romanian side has been substituted.
Stay off the scrum line.
There he is. Manta, the number 8.
Extended water break, they call it, for the captain.
Picked up by the scrub half, Serbu.
Rock, no hands, blue.
But the Uruguayan defence, very spirited.
Rock.
Taken on that time by Todori.
16 goals, out, back. Play the ball.
It's there for Romania, but they need to create some momentum, don't they?
Well, static is an understatement, isn't it? I mean, it's just no penetration there at all. A lot of players standing out, and there's only 3 or 4 Romanians in that area. Got to come out now.
You see Dumitras standing off. There he's wearing 21 again. The big man stands well over 6 feet. Offloads to his captain, Manta. Manta, well, he doesn't find his man, and the boot comes in. Well, the bounce was a favourable one for Demofta. Taken in there by Kyuntu. Taken on by Tonita. Well, that was a poor pass from Dumitras. So Romania in possession, but now inside their own half. Into the final quarter. Little more than 18 minutes to go.
What a difference first up tackling makes, doesn't it, for Uruguay? They're making those first time tackles now, unlike the first half, and that's putting the big pressure on Romania. Resorting to the kicking game now.
Dumitras pumps it high. Well, Leivas should have done rather better with that. It was nowhere near it.
He's in the way.
And it's a warm, still night, so there's no excuses from the elements as far as that one is concerned.
1 minute. Water.
Campomar down on one knee, and we've got a drinks break.
Ball's knocked on over here.
Well, 22 minutes gone in the second half. Not a score to be had. Been big odds on that at half time. But Uruguay have done really well, really well. They've tightened up the game, the parts of the game that they were struggling in, notably the scrum. They've won 3 or 4 line-outs. They've made their first time tackles, and it's a bit of a different shout now for Romania. They can't find the holes. They can't get across the gain line. They can't get continuity. They can't get it through the phases. So very, very frustrating for the host nation.
So a couple of changes made by the Uruguayans. The Romanians have brought on a new prop, Adascalitai. He's come on as well. Also in the second row, Christian Petra, the former Breve lot. Very tall man, hugely experienced. Off goes Policia Ion. He'll be on show at the Medeski next season. Well, it's Ferku who's been getting into the game rather more in this second half, picked up by Serbu. That's the Uruguayan 22. Dumitras again. Well, the ball goes to ground, a chance here to counter for Uruguay. It's a foot race. Can he go all the way? It's a terrific break from the replacement Jolivet, but he's taken down 5 metres out. But can they create something here? That's the centre, Llovet, and the scrum half is going to go in. He's had a good game as Campomar.
Try blue, 9.
Well, in the last 10 minutes or so, I think we could have quite a contest.
We certainly might do now. Breakaway try. Fantastic. I think it was Jolivet who look at that, that was just a bad mistake. Jolivet picks it up. It's just never going to quite get there. You're never confident that he's got the pace to get there as desperate defence. Nikolai drags him down, hauls him down. But look how many players there. One cleans out. Next man comes in, which is Llovet, and then the scrum half there, Campomar, goes in virtually under the sticks to make the conversion a relative formality, you would think. But great support play from the Uruguayans. Campomar, who's been lively to say the least. He's even got 2 or 3 players near him as well, should he need them, but he doesn't. Breakaway try, game on now, conversion to come. You'd have to think that 17-13 scoreline was going to make it a very interesting last 15 minutes for the host team.
Well, there should be a formality. He has been a bit twitchy, hasn't he? Tendency to snap hook it just a little bit.
This is not the time for a duck hook, my friend.
Etcheverry. You called it. It's all about that non-kicking foot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just convinced he simply got it too close to the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. But, oh dearie me, because 17-13...
He's almost touching the kicking tee with his right foot. That's pretty basic. You don't have much room to swing that left leg when that right foot is planted so close to the tee. It's as simple as that. I don't think we need a fully paid up professional kicking coach to sort that one out.
Well, Romania, what have you got? What have you got? You can't surely lose at home to Uruguay on the opening night of the Nations Cup, but they're going to get a bit twitchy now. Converted try wins it for Uruguay.
No problem.
Well, it's 6 points the gap. They've turned that one. They're doing very well now at Uruguay. What a difference 50-odd minutes makes. Pumped high by Furku. Good clean catch from Etcheverry.
Ball's up in the tackle.
But they've competed for it well, have Romania. There's a little bit of urgency there now. There's Serbu. Out to Dumitras. There's the captain, Manta. Supported by Christian Petra, his former Brive teammate. That's Dan Dumitru, but they've turned it well of Uruguay. And this is when sides are dangerous on the counter. And they're good in broken play, aren't they? That hands on the whole are good, and certainly when you consider what a shambles they were in the opening 15 minutes or so. They're a different side now. Etcheverry just getting a little bit disoriented there, but they still have possession. Do Uruguay, 12.5 minutes to go. 6 points the gap. So a converted try would win it. Good hands there. Good offload. Need support, they've got it. Got a bit of go forward here, have the Uruguayans. You haven't seen too much of this over the course of the first hour of the game. But here's a chance.
Gone through 6 phases. You would never think it, but it has. It's gone through 6 phases. This is 7, but a bad pass. Can they regroup Uruguay and keep it going? I doubt it.
That's a sort of pass you see on a sevens field, not a...
Oh, he's given it the other way. I thought he was going to keep holding on from Uruguay.
And he's given it, I think, for those managers simply flopped over off their feet.
But the numbers were all Romania. There was not the support there for Uruguay. Now the problem you got, that's the 10-metre line.
What do you do here? Do you take the points?
Well, you'd like to have to think you could have a dart at the points, but Etcheverry, with the distance that it is, midway between 10-metre line and halfway, has made that answer very quickly and drilled it down the left-hand side. 17-14 would have been interesting with 12 to go, 11 to go.
Number 8.
Well, depending what happens in this last 10 minutes, it's a fair burden to bear, but I think the Uruguayans can look here at Junio Etcheverry and say, hang on, if we had a place kicker here, it could be a different story.
I'm laughing because Manta, the captain, has now just finally gone off, and the referee said to him, who was captain now, and he said, I don't know. It's a fair enough question from the referee, but Manta's not too concerned who his successor is for the last 10 minutes or so of the game. That's not straight.
Well, the former captain, Soren Sokol, is still out on the field. But you know what new captains are like about their predecessors. Well, into the last 10 minutes almost. 6 points the difference.
Who's the gold captain?
Well, it's interesting because Manta's try, the captain who's just left the field, was after 20 odd minutes or so in the first half, wasn't it? Something of that order?
Right on the end of the first quarter.
So 20 minutes, call it.
So we've gone 50 minutes here.
And Romania haven't scored a point, apart from the conversion from the try. So 50 minutes they have not scored a point, having been 17-3 up.
And you think of the domination that they enjoyed, certainly in the first 10 or 15 minutes. It was absolute. It was the sort of domination that you expected to be converted over the course of 80 minutes into 40 or 50 points.
Absolutely.
But now we have a contest.
Ball was out. Ball was out. Oh no. Oh, he can't believe it, Campomar. He can't believe it.
Be interesting to see that one again, wouldn't it? Because it's on decisions like that. Here we go. Chance of a second. It's out, isn't it? That's gone, isn't it?
Campomar's got every shout there. He's unlucky. He's really unlucky. And he's certainly caught up with an overtaken Serbu in his performance over the course of the game, Campomar. He's been a typical scrum half nuisance value. Certainly when they've got the ball, and when he's got the ball, he's been all over the place, which obviously culminated in a great piece of support play for the try. And you just look around the field now, and where's the leadership coming from Romania? Who's taking control here? Who's running the show? Who's making sure that standards get higher in the last 10 minutes rather than fall behind and put even further pressure on them?
Popescu with the throw into the line. Was it straight? The referee decides it was. Driven on there by Petru-Balin. That's Tonita. This is a little bit better from Romania. Fed inside. That time to Carapetano. Inside the Uruguayan 22 now. That is Sorin Sokol, the former captain. There you can see the replacement scrum half. Carapetano just barking one or two instructions. That's Sokol, just working it with his left foot, standing off his Petru-Balin. There's Balin, inside of Sokol. The referee's blown his whistle, and crossing again.
Well, just when Romania was spending a bit of time deep in the Uruguayan half, they get caught out once again. Slowly to his feet. There's the replacement. Oh, there. Oh, right in front, wasn't it?
11 minutes. 11 minutes left. Yeah.
So the referee just telling them 11 minutes remaining. 6 points the difference between the sides.
Okay. Line out blue. Okay. Be sensible. Okay? Just be sensible.
The Welsh touch judge, Mr. Watkins, over on the far side there, indicating that it's a throw-in for Uruguay. The clock saying we have 6.5 minutes remaining. Well, one in the line there by Fonseca.
Keep it up, goal. Yep. New ball.
You can see Tonita competing well for it there. The attempt at the hack through from Capo.
He didn't have the ball anymore. He's knocked it on first. And then you've taken him out without the ball. Scrum to gold.
Oh, the referee saying that the first infringement there was a Uruguayan knock-on.
Yeah,
and that
right
was
too.
The second one.
He's right too. He's given the put in to Romania, which is right.
Yes, and the second offence was the Uruguayan player the Romanian player dumping his opposite number off the ball when he wasn't in possession of it.
But that's all right, he knocked it on. According to the referee. You can have a go if he's knocked it on already.
There's Carapetano, the replacement scrum half.
Yeah, Serbu's game got worse and worse, didn't it? So I'm not surprised they've replaced him.
Tonita operating now as number 8.
Quick ball they want.
This is a little bit better, isn't it? That's the loose head prop. Ballin.
Sokol just got in front of Ballin. He's given obstruction. Pity, because Romania had a real chance there. They had real forward momentum. Just on this next part here, there goes Ballin straight into the back of Sokol, and he knows it. The frustration shows. It's incredibly frustrating passage to play for Romania. Period of play, the last half, well, whole half, really.
Have the scrum? Yep.
And Uruguay have got better and better in terms of scrum, line out and tackling. And if you can get most of those three facets of the game right, you've got a bit of a chance.
You getting up? Who is it?
And Uruguay, whose next game is on Tuesday against Scotland A, and that'll be a pretty tough encounter. That'll be the toughest of the three that they face before a week on Sunday they meet Russia, which is a game I guess they'll fancy themselves to win, actually. But they've done well here against the hosts. Whatever happens in this last few minutes, within 6 points of Romania after Romania's start suggested that it could be a rather one-sided contest. So a replacement, and coming on there for Uruguay is Alessandro Silveira. 17 points to 11, Romania lead. 2 tries to them, the second one coming from the captain, Alex Manta. The first from the fullback, Florin Vlaicu. Juan Campomar with the try for Uruguay in the second half. The Uruguay have it, but they're deep inside their own half. Big pump forward. That's comfortable. That was rather off the outside of the boot.
To be fair to Romania, since they conceded that try, they have played all the rugby or the rest of the game in the Uruguayan half. Uruguay have major problems getting out of their own half, and it's a real struggle at the moment to put any sort of pressure on Romania to try and get this converted try to cause a huge upset in this first round of the Nations Cup.
Well, the referee's blown his whistle. Penalty to Romania.
Just can't get out of their own half, can they? Hands to the right there, penalty. Romania will drill it down the left-hand side.
8 minutes.
Well, the clock showing there that we've got 2.5 minutes remaining, but the referee saying that we still have about 8 minutes of play.
Well, he's not doing time off, is he? Don't think. That's the old injury time extra.
Yes, it's like the old days, isn't it? The clock there's still running continuously.
I'd be surprised it was 8 minutes though. I can't quite see 5 minutes worth, but there we are. Uruguay won't mind.
Right out's over.
So a chance here perhaps. Well, it's been snapped up well there by Uruguay. That was Álvarez going through.
Take it in.
It's a very different story to the first half, as we said time and time again. Uruguay trying to run the ball out of their own 22. There it is, that was the scrum half there, Campomar, the try scorer. Good ball there from Campomar again. Well, that ball went forward to Sánchez.
Pity from Uruguay. It's notable how they're trying to play out this game, but they just can't make a clean break. They can't get a real break in behind the Romanian defence, and the Romanian defence is holding firm. Their disciplines and their patterns are rigid, and Uruguay cannot be bound to get a break at all.
Sánchez just getting in front there of Ignacio Conti, the number 8. So we are into the last few minutes. And Uruguay winning the second half at least. Oh, fumbled at the back there, but the ball went backwards. That was Tonita. The attempt at the drop there from Dumitras. He struck it very well indeed. Well, he's getting plenty of applause, but it has gone wide of the left-hand upright.
Well, he certainly middled it, didn't he? He certainly middled it.
That's 50 odd metres, isn't it? Look at that. 53, 54 metres.
Can't have missed by much either. He is a big kick with the ball. I have seen him play before. He does kick it a mile, this man. Look how far it clears the upright by. I mean, it went straight into the stand.
That's a 65, 60, 68, 69, 70 metre kick, that one, I think.
Blue is just knocked on.
Not bad.
Tackle inside. Tackle's inside.
I think even on the high felt on a bright sunny midwinter's day in Pretoria, you wouldn't manage to kick it that far. But Dumitras is a big lad.
Tackle. Hands off.
Uruguay will realise they're running out of time here. It's been a brave effort.
We've got a penalty now, though.
It was already a ruck.
Not sure how much gas is left in the tanks, though, in the legs of this Uruguay side. They're on their knees a bit.
Yes, 5.
There's Romanian hands just getting involved there.
He's okay. Line up, Blue.
So, Uruguay have established the line out, 5 metres inside the Romanian half.
They needed a Dumitras kick, didn't they? They needed a big boomer down that side to get it into the 22 of Romania, to put some pressure on them, make them think, go, we're near our own line, can we hold out?
Back from goal.
Well, they snapped up well, that one by Romania. Important work that. We're into time added on at the end of the game now. There's Dumitru again. Pumps it up high. Must have been up there for 7 or 8 seconds. Good clean catch though. Uruguay have possession, opportunity to counter. Good break there through the first line of defence. Now they need quick ball. Well, it's been run into touch on this near side.
Line out gold, no water. Line out gold.
You saw him there, Julian Dumitras.
Well, Romania really are holding out quite comfortably, aren't they? They've controlled pretty much the last 10-15 minutes.
You have to say the only time that Uruguay have seriously threatened, they did score. They've worked a fair few phases, and some of the handling's been pretty slick in the second half, but it's all been in the middle third of the field, really, hasn't it? There has been a lack of penetration.
They need to say to the ref, can we kick it down the left-hand side? Have we got time?
3 minutes.
Well, they got 3 minutes, he said. 3 minutes left, so they've got plenty of time. Take your time with the kick.
So Etcheverry.
Oh, it's better. It's better. It's towards the 22, 5 metres outside the 22.
So 26, 27 metres to go for Uruguay inside the last 4 minutes. That's Sorin Sokol. Let's give it the scrum half. Campomar throwing it into the line. See standing at 1. Rodrigo Sánchez, the replacement hooker.
Back from blue.
Well, they have it, and it is Campomar.
Hands away, gold.
It's still on the Uruguayan side. Campomar again. Etcheverry. That's Barcos. Happily restored. He looked in trouble at one point, did the flanker. That's Sánchez again. Could we have a dramatic conclusion? That was a solid challenge, but Uruguay still have it. There's Etcheverry. Oh, and it goes through the fingers of Leivas, and the referee decides it went forward.
Well, it's not gone.
Well, it was all very notable and keen and all the rest of it, but it's just not getting there, is it? Just not getting there at all.
Well, the Romanian coaching staff from France, the coach Serge Lel, former coach at Toulouse and Brive, will have much to consider after this. Good start, but I'm afraid they rather have lost their way in the last hour of this game. So Uruguay really do need something quite magical in this last minute or so. There's Dumitras, big man, stands well over 6 feet. But the ball's gone forward in the tackle. So perhaps one final opportunity for Uruguay.
Unfortunately, they're not going to score from 70 metres. I mean, they just haven't got the ability in the back line to do that, unless there's a blatant missed tackle or something of that order. But they just haven't been able to get any field position, to use an average phrase, but field position has been very poor for Uruguay. They have not spent anywhere near enough time in the bottom third of the pitch where they can score points.
The only time they did was when they scored the try, and that really came from that interception. Thomas Jolivet running about 75 metres up the field, getting support from Llovet, and then Juan Campomar getting on the end of it. But really, that was it was the only time they've scored a try, and the only time they've really looked like scoring one as well. Well, it's almost like turning the clock back there. A massive shove from the Romanian pack. Haven't seen that for more than an hour now. And here we have Uruguay, desperate stuff, that's it. This will be the last passage of play. They've got to make something happen from inside their own 22. That was Jolivet taking the contact. Romania just need to keep making their tackles and force the final error that will bring the final whistle. That's Sánchez, the replacement hooker, running straight into Todori there. Campomar, the try scorer. Etcheverry, the fly half. Out from Pastore, the captain tonight.
Ruck still.
There's got to be a bit more straight running from Uruguay. It's all a bit lateral at the moment. Somebody's got to really come on a straight line and not slip over.
Well, that was Joaquim Pastore, the captain. Well, here it is. Well, the umpteenth phase, but they're not making too much ground, are they? Time is up, but it has been a brave display from Uruguay, conceding 2 tries in the first 20 minutes. But they fought back well, not enough. And that was Leivas.
Ruck, hold, back foot.
They still have possession. Remember, the next blow of the whistle will be the final one. Oh, the attempt at the offload. The ball's gone forward. The knock-on, and that will be it. The referee blows his whistle for the end of the match, and Romania, the hosts of this tournament, have won their opening game. But Jamie, what's your impression?
Well, from Romania's point of view, very disappointing. After a really encouraging start, you thought they were going to go ahead and get a comfortable victory, but credit to Uruguay, they never gave up. They didn't have the creativity to take it forward, but a commendable effort.
So on the opening day of the IOP Nations Cup, the winners France A, Scotland A, and here it is the host Romania.